What are the triggers to ingrown cysts, and how do you overcome that?
Yeah. All right. So as I spoke before, in regards to all this goes back to the oil and the dirt that is occurring in that area. Then you have to also realize that in order for oils and stuff like that to be secreted into the beard by way of the skin, that means that we have glands that produce it. Okay. Now, the glands, what type of oil are they producing? Okay. That oil is only going to be based upon what you're putting inside your body.
Got it.
If you have osteoporosis or your kidney's about to fail, your body's going to say, now, you know, we're using all that energy over in the beard right now. He don't even need it like that. You see what I'm saying? So you have this toxicity and all this stuff arise in these areas because there's other areas being affected even worse. So things are just not balanced. So we're talking about infection, you know, by way of bacterial agents getting up in there. We have the oil, you know, situation that's going on, and the dry skin, the layers and layers of dry and dead skin, clogging it up, you know, getting wet with the oil, other things floating around and stuff. That creates inflammation. Because remember, what is a cyst? A cyst is a fancy name to say a bump with fluid in it. What is the fluid? The fluid is a collection of pus. What is pus? Pus is the excrement of a white blood cell. When a white blood cell takes a shit, that's called pus.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you got high levels of pus. You have all these other factors. So of course you're going to have a swelling. And then let's not forget the most important, the number one, the narrowing of the pore. If the pore, like if you're a seamstress and you got a needle, you got to fit that needle through the needle head. That's what hair growing is like. It has to come through this tight hole. If that hole is too small, because remember, we got to keep in mind also the different hairs on the planet. Okay. When you're dealing with you have the circular, you have the elliptical, and then you got like this teardrop thing where we have a combination of the two. And that combination, that hole with that kind of elliptical thing causes the kink. That's what causes us to grow, you know, in the spiral.
Right.
So when our hair is coming out, it's spiraling, but when it makes that loop around, it might not make it through that hole. So now it missed the hole and now it's growing back in. But you have these factors. Let me give you this. When you're dealing with herbs, usually a lot of herbs, the effects of them come when they're in their first year. When an herb is called a rosette, meaning that the leaves are close to the ground, spanning out, making like a rose shape. The reason why they say first year growth is because second year, the stalk grows. Do you know how much energy it takes for that stalk to grow?
No.
Okay? It's a lot of power. So the reason why they say first year growth, because all that power that goes in the stalk is in the root at that time. So you can get it. But once a stalk grows, the energy has been dissipated. So as this hair is growing, those factors that induce growth are lit at that time.
Right.
So you're feeling growing pains, so to speak, along with inflammation. Okay, that's occurring. So it's a combination of those factors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So fellas, more importantly, you know, and that we will talk a little bit about food down here in the other question.
It's food, y'all. It's what's going on inside, because that's something men don't care about, man. Like we
just go get it and go.
Protein, whey powder, muscle milk. Put this on, put that on. They don't think about nothing in there.
Nothing.
Yeah, man.
Which leads me to the next question, which